Are my judges ready? Many of you in this room may or may not have dealt with child abuse in your lifetime. However, for some children, abuse becomes their harsh reality. A 4-year-old named Tegan Skiba was terrorized and tortured in a shed behind her own home for 10 days by her mother's boyfriend. Once Richardson was arrested, he laughed at the officers and said, "What are y'all gonna do? Tie me down and cut me up?" referring to how he treated the daughter. My name is Kaitlin Green, and I'm here this evening to talk to you about child abuse. Although keeping abused children in the parents' custody can be beneficial, it can also take a huge toll on their future. Why I chose my topic is because I live in a drug abusive household, so living in other people's houses and growing up not around your family can take a huge toll on you. Although living with my parents could have a worse outcome on my life. Physical abuse is the most common in the United States because 1 in every 14 children are abused. It is easy to see this abuse because you'll obviously see the bruises and the lacerations on the child, unlike mental abuse, because you'd have to have a close relationship with that child to know that they're being mentally abused. 43.1% of children are mentally abused. Although it's harder to get in trouble for mentally abusing a child because most children don't know that they are being mentally abused. They just feel like maybe their parents have had a rough day or that they're not in a very good mood. Missouri is the top state for drug abuse. 1.47 million people do drugs. Therefore, all their children live in a drug abusive household. Sexual abuse, you would also have to have a very close relationship with the child to see if they were sexually abused. Because a child isn't going to admit to that, because they're going to feel like they were in the wrong. Every 98 seconds, an American is sexually assaulted, the majority of them being under the age of 15. Alcoholism, you wouldn't think of this as a type of abuse because you just think of drunks and then that's the end of it. Well, 58% of them have children and they do abuse them. 12.7% of people are 18 or older and they are alcoholics. How my research led to my topic was because I researched all the forms of abuse and how it took effect on the child and the child's future. So I wanted to do a game night to bring children with their parents because I wish I would have had more time with my parents when I was a child. The challenges I faced regarding my project was it was a lot of money and I don't have that. Also, I had to reschedule my project 3 times due to weather, and then the day of my project, it ended up being like 70 degrees, so I didn't have as many people as I thought I would. Also, since I did it with all elementary students, it was hard to know how many would be there and how many I should be accountable for. So I was gonna send home a letter, but even if I would have, some people wouldn't have signed how many would have came back with them, or they would have and they would have not shown up. In conclusion, Tegan Skiba was 4 years old, so she didn't understand what was going on to her. Richardson ended up going to prison for a sexual assault to a child, kidnapping, murder, and sexual offense with a child. 98% of the time, all of those abuses turn into being physical abuse, even if you would think so or not. Thank you. Go ahead, I just have any questions.
What kind of games did you play at your fun night?
Well, there was a lot of board games. We did a balloon block, bingo, and a crafts table.
Did you explain the purpose to the parents?
I did at first. I was standing by the door majority of the night, but if they were late on, I didn't explain really because there were so many people. I just kind of had to walk around and make sure everything was going as needed.
Great question. In your future career, do you see yourself doing some kind of social work or something like
yeah,
that?
I want to be a psychologist.
Okay, nice job. Very good.